So Juno has finally landed herself into Overwatch 2 and becoming our latest new support. In today's video, I'm going to be giving a review of her kit, my likes and dislikes of it, and my final thoughts about the hero, whether or not I think she's a well-designed hero or not. But without further ado, let's dive straight into Juno's kit. So first thing, before we take a look at Juno's weapon, we should take a look at her passive called Martian Boots. This is pretty much a Genji and Mercy passive all together, allowing Juno to double jump, and when holding the space or your jump button, she'll just slowly glide down. This is a nice passive for her to have, especially her being a more in the air type of hero. Next is her weapon that is called Med Blaster. This is a burst weapon shooting up to 12 bullets per shot to damage enemies while also being able to heal your allies. This weapon does have some fallout damage and doesn't headshot. This weapon has a total of 180 ammo and is your primary source of healing. This weapon obviously is a bit more of a medium range, with the fallout damage and the healing starting to drop off at 30 meters. When it comes to the damage and healing this weapon does, it does feel good, but it's definitely a lot more slower compared to her hero trial. The first ability of Juno's kit is called Pulsar Torpedoes. Once used, any allies or enemies within 40 meters and are in your line of sight will be auto-locked on. Once fired, you will burst heal and heal over time to your allies and damage enemies. You can fire this ability early or wait for the 1 second for the max healing and damage value. This ability has a 5-second duration and a 10-second cooldown. However, if you don't fire or you aren't locked on to any ally or enemy, at the end of the duration this ability will be added to 2-second cooldown. This ability is good to hit multiple targets or if you just want to do some poke to the enemy team, but it pairs very well with her next ability. One of Juno's movement abilities is called Glide Boost. This ability dramatically increases your movement speed up to 390%. Now if you jump while using this ability, you'll gain a little bit of extra air in the sky. However, if you're in a mid jump whenever you use this ability, you will not get the extra jump to go up, and this ability does not allow you to use your passive with the double jump. This ability is the one I said previously that works very well with Pulsar Torpedoes, since you're in the air and it's way easier to lock on more targets in the air compared to on foot. Although if you're playing on a map with a lot more open space, just be careful when using this ability, especially if they have more longer range heroes like a Widowmaker or Ashe. Juno's other movement ability is called Hyper Rain. Juno fires a circle radius, and her allies who enter in the Hyper Rain will gain 50% movement speed for 3 seconds, and this duration refreshes for every time you go in the Hyper Rain. The Hyper Rain's duration itself is up to 6 seconds, then it will go on cooldown. It's also important to note that while you can fire the Hyper Rain directly on the ground, you also shoot in mid-air for it to be at a set travel distance. This will help your more in the air types of heroes, or maybe just help someone in a sticky situation that's a little further away. Lastly is Juno's ultimate, Orbital Ray. This ultimate will make Juno fire a beam from space, healing your allies 100 HP per second while also providing a 35% damage boost to Juno and allies in the ultimate or 1 second after leaving it. This beam will also travel a distance of 20 meters where Juno fired the beam at and has a radius of 8 meters. This ultimate's duration is up to 10 seconds. This ultimate is a good way to keep your team alive who stay in it for its high healing value, and while you can keep healing with your Med Blaster or torpedoes. But it's mostly a good way to help contest an objective with a very high damage boost. The only downside I would say about this ultimate is only for you to get your value, you and your teams have to be. The only downside I would say about this ultimate is the only way you can get real value of it is, well, as long as your team is in it, which it can be somewhat easier said than done depending on your team composition, but also it can potentially set you and your teammates up since they'll have to group up to get the ultimate with the healing and damage value, so you can potentially get hit with a Zarya ultimate or potentially get hit with anti-heal from Ana or Junker Queen. So my final thoughts of Juno is that she is very fun to play and probably is going to be my new favorite support hero that was introduced in Overwatch 2. Could this feeling fade out over time? Maybe. But as for now, I am just enjoying the ride playing this new hero. But how is she currently balanced? For me, I feel like she currently is okay-ish. She definitely has some strengths and weaknesses. Her gun kind of feels not as impactful at times, especially with a slower fire rate, but her ultimate could also change the tide of a battle quickly. I'm not sure if she needs like a huge buff or a little buff, honestly. Only time will tell, since she is a new hero and perhaps it'll just take time for people to get used to playing her. But that's what I think of Overwatch's Martian. Let me know what you think about her down in the comments below. But that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If so, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hitting that subscribe button definitely be appreciated. And I'll see you next one. Peace out and have a good one.